How to start a business using other people's properties. Hi, I'm Noelle Randall, and I get this question all the time. I'm a real estate entrepreneur, I'm a mentor, and I'm a mom of 5. And as a successful business owner, this is a really, really important business. I get this all the time. There's a lot of false information out there, but I'm going to tell you the truth. We are going to set the record straight. Let's go. I'm going to tell you the #1 way to find these other people that are looking for you to use their properties on Airbnb, not given anywhere else. This is the real place that you should be looking that no one's really talking about. #2, I'm going to give you the exact step-by-step process so that you can actually get this done. And then last, I'm going to give you the secret way to get people to say yes to you on the spot. Okay, so let's get started. So the first thing that you want to do when we're talking about finding and starting a business with Airbnb using other people's properties is finding people that will give you their properties to use, right? We literally said other people's properties. So let's talk about how we find those other people. What type of other people's properties are we talking about? Well, very, very simple. This is the fun part. So let's talk about the people that would be interested in letting you do this. And most of the people that you're going to target is not just finding properties that you would like or that you would think would be awesome for Airbnb. You're literally not going to start with the property. You're going to start with the people, okay? The people. You need to find people that have a property and that are in some type of distress, okay? So this is the easiest way to do this. It's super simple. I have students doing this right now and they have 6-figure businesses, okay? So target people with a property problem, okay? Let me explain what that means. So obviously there's all types of people that have properties. You know, some people live in them, some people don't. But many people, especially, you know, with the economy that we're in, they are in foreclosure or they are going to be past due on their mortgage payments. They are going to be looking, they lost their job. They're going to be looking to consolidate, maybe go live with their parents, things like that. So we are in a great opportunity where you're going to be able to help people make money on their properties and make a business for yourself in the process, okay? And simply all you need to do is market to people, and I'm gonna tell you how to do that. Market to people that have a property problem. So market to people that are either past due on their mortgage payments, they're in foreclosure, they inherited a house they do not want, they're in bankruptcy, they're in foreclosure, they are getting divorced. I mean, I could go on, and I have videos to tell you all about how to find people with property problems, but this is the #1 way to do it because they are so easy to deal with, okay? If someone is in a situation where they, you know, are behind on their payments and you come to them with this awesome solution, and I'm going to tell you, you know, how to make it an awesome solution for them. But if you go to these people with this awesome solution, they will take you up on it. So I gave you a great list of the type of problems that these people should be having, and I'm going to tell you what to do when you find them. The second thing that you want to do, again, now is market to your niche. So once you decide, are you going to go after people that are in foreclosure or in pre-foreclosure or landlords that had to do an eviction, you know, whatever it is, whatever you decide that your niche, your person, your property problem that you're going to target, once you've made that decision, again, you'll look through your area, you'll kind of decide which one you want to do, you will market to those people, okay? And this is super easy because there's a ton of free ways to do this that I'm going to share with you. And the easiest, like, oh my gosh, way to do this is to literally go on free websites like, you know, Zillow and Trulia and Redfin and Craigslist, and you call people, you contact the for sale by owners and the for rent by owners and the people that are trying to sell their properties on their own, and you tell them what it is that you can offer them, okay? You tell them how this is awesome. Now, no, you do not call them and say, hey, I want to start an Airbnb business. Can I use your property? No. We're not going to do that. But what you're going to do, because they're in a financial situation, especially people, again, that are past due on the mortgage payments, or they had to evict a bad tenant, or, you know, whatever their situation is, they're looking for a better tenant. They're looking for a better solution. They're looking for more money, per se. And so how you do this is super easy. Again, make your list of who you're going to target. That's step #1. Then 2, decide where you're going to look for them. You're going to do some online things like go to those websites that I named. And then you can do some offline things, put flyers out, put bandit signs out, put local things out. You can do things that are online and offline. And you will start getting people to call you, or you will start calling people that are interested. They already raised their hand and put an ad out that are wanting to do this. They want to find a tenant. They want to find someone else. They want to get rid of the property. And here's a question, because I'm going to take one quick break, because everybody's like, they always ask me this. They're like, wait a minute, you said call for sale by owners. I get calling for rent by owners, but why would I call for sale by owners? And I'm going to tell you the secret. I got to get a little bit closer because this is crazy. There's not really much difference. If someone wants to rent their property out, or if they want to sell it, what do they really want? There's 2 things they really want: to get rid of that property. They don't want to deal with it in some way, shape, or form. And 2, they want money. That's it. They're selling it because they want the money out of it, or they don't want to pay the mortgage anymore. They don't want that debt obligation, and they don't want to deal with the property. Well, voila, your business is that solution. They will not have to worry about that. So all you really need to do is then convince them that they don't want to sell the property. They want to keep the property. Properties are going up in value. They have an asset. They want to still own it. You don't even have to talk them into, not selling it, because you can say, well, let's sell it in a couple of years, or we can sell it in a year. You can talk them into a lot of different things if you solve their 2 issues. The 2 things they wanted was money and to not deal with the property, and you offer them both. So now that you have identified who you're going to call, you've started marketing, you've started calling, you're talking to landlords. This is the next thing. You're talking to property owners and you're talking to landlords. And this is the fun part, okay? Now, no, you do not want to talk to real estate agents. No, you do not want to talk to property managers. No, you do not want to talk to these big companies. You really want to talk to private landlords, that mom and pop type of landlord, or you want to talk directly to the property owner, okay? The person that's selling the property. Those are going to be you, especially all of you guys watching. Love you guys so much. The newer people starting this, or people that haven't been in this 10 years or 15 years and all the other stuff, you are going to have to get comfortable with talking to people. So this is super easy, talking to people that are kind of beneath your education level. Because just by watching this video, you are ahead of so many other people. I just told you, how to solve their problem and how to talk to them. So you're ahead of them. So you don't want to talk to the real estate agent. You don't want to talk to the property manager, because unfortunately for most of you guys watching this, they're going to be more experienced than you. And you do not want to start sparring with an expert. You want to go after the regular person that you can just explain this to. You can have a conversation with. You can connect to them. They can connect to your business. You can come off very credible to them. I tell you exactly how in some other videos, how to be credible on day 1. And it's really, really easy. And I have a lot of students doing this even right now and making money, okay? Making really good money. I had students that were on track to make 6 figures for the year, but in a year, definitely making 6 figures. Now we've cut back. We're probably about 25% down, but still really good money. You don't have to go to anybody's job. So at the time of this video, we have the coronavirus going on and some other things going on in the economy. So that is why the income is down by about 25%, but we're actually going back up. So again, the key is to talk directly to the property owners and the landlords. Try to stay away from talking to real estate agents and big apartment complexes, because you're probably going to be out of your league. So that's a big secret, but talking to sellers is super easy once I tell you this last part. The next step, and this is the fun part for me and I will say a lot of my female students, like we get a lot of men, but the women really love this part because this is kind of easy and where we get to shop. So the next thing you're going to do, because you're going to get tons of people to sign up and say, okay, you can put my property on Airbnb and we can split the profits, or as long as you're guaranteeing this, you can work out all different types of deals. And again, I have a whole video that kind of walks you through that, so I won't spend too much time in this video. We will put a link to it right there. But the next thing you want to do is just furnish the property and stock the property. So this is pretty easy. A lot of times the people will, have moved out, they've consolidated, they moved back with mom and dad, or they moved wherever they were going to go. Because remember, you called people that already raised their hand. They wanted to rent the property, so either it was already vacant or they wanted to sell the property and go on. So either way, they're going to move out of the property, and that's what they wanted to do. So you can just furnish the property pretty inexpensively. Again, I have a whole video on how to furnish your Airbnb, and then stock it with a few things and then list it. It is super easy. This is the easiest part, and it really does not take very long. I've had people that have been able to furnish their entire apartment with 1 day shopping, okay? Seriously, this is not a long process. You do not fill up the property with a lot of stuff. As you can always see from my Airbnbs where I film now, you can see we keep the decor very nice, but we do not put a lot of stuff in it. So again, this is not very expensive and this is definitely not very hard. And last but not least, you are going to list the property on Airbnb, HomeAway, Vacation Rental by Owner, Expedia, there's tons of different sites. But if we're just talking about Airbnb, I give you a link below. Get your profile for free. There's a referral link below. Please use that. You set up your profile absolutely for free and you can get the property listed. Again, this only takes from beginning to end with a really, really good listing, really taking your time, 1 hour, okay? Like I know students that can do it in 15 minutes now because they're copying and pasting. Super easy, and it's absolutely free to list your property on most of these websites, okay? So pretty easy, and then you start getting paid. And that is how you start your business using other people's properties. So if you want to learn more and you want the full, everything, I have a complete course called BNB Riches. That's B like boy, N like Nancy, B like boy, Riches, RICHES. You go to that website. I have a full course, super affordable for people that want to take it further. Again, I'm here on YouTube pretty much giving you a free course for free, but if you want to take it further, you want all of my contracts, all of my templates, all of my scripts, just everything that you need, it's already there, super affordable, bnbriches.com. To your success.